Welcome this afternoon. It's great to be here on stage. Great to be here again on stage. It's great to be with live audiences, which has been really rare the last couple of years. So it's awesome to be with you guys here. We're talking today about Schattenfinder.de, which is a website we launched exactly 1 year ago, and it is quite an exciting project. But before we start, who are we? I'm here with Nina. Nina and I worked together for 11 years, and even though both of us are regularly on stage, the first time today together, so really exciting for us. And I'm looking
historical moment.
Indeed. And Nina is running the SEO team in my team.
And I'm here with Pascal Volz. Pascal Volz is Managing Director of fischerAppelt Performance, and we're specialized on anything that is digital marketing, from display to branding to paid social and everything related to search, and of course always data-based. So now we take you to the world of sun protection and shading. Just imagine you have a little house that you want to protect against wind and weather.
The question is, how do you protect it? So we want to make a little survey, so please everybody raise your hands, which is the correct answer. So what is the best methodology to protect yourself against sun? Is it an awning? Is it a sun sail? Is it a parasol? Or is it a pergola? So everybody who thinks an awning is the best way to protect your terrace from sun. No one? Okay. And a sun sail? Yeah, a few ones. That's good. What about a parasol? Nobody a parasol. And a pergola? Pergola, quite a few
good.
For pergola. Okay, this is interesting. Already you see we do not have the same answers. So we could also ask the same question for windows. So who thinks roller shutters are the best to protect your window? Part of me, yeah, quite a few ones over this side. What about window awnings? Window awnings are great? No, I don't think so either. Venetian blinds? Anybody about Venetian blinds? Or external Venetian blinds? External Venetian blinds, quite a few ones.
Oh, if only we knew what Venetian blinds were and what the difference is to window awnings. You see, it's so difficult to answer that question because it's always individual and you know nothing about the subject.
Yeah. And in theory, we all think about we have a transparent market, we know our choices, and we do the most rational choice possible that is the most economical solution. But in reality, the market, as we just saw, nobody can answer this question. It is quite different. So maybe you talk a little about the market.
We see the reality and the theory do not match at all, especially when it's as complex as the market for sun protection. You have to imagine there's a wide range of products that can help you find your solution. And you don't know about their function, and we haven't spoken about design of the products yet. And even if you're speaking about a specific product like sun sails, there is a range of types you can choose from. You can go to the hardware store and get one for 40 euros, or you go to the expert and pay 2,000 for it. But where lies the difference? What does it bring to me and to my house? So to really get a grasp of the situation the target group is in, you have to understand that all the providers of products are mostly speaking from their product perspective. So there is an entire lack of comparability and transparency for those who are looking for those kind of products. And don't forget the high costs, of course. If you want to equip your house with a whole set of roller shutters, that's a substantial investment. So you have been putting yourself in the shoes of the target audience. They are in a desperate need of orientation and information. Because, of course, mostly they are making that decision for the first and sometimes only time in their life. Because how often do you purchase a house or renovate one? And to really understand how they feel, you must understand that there are individual solutions necessary for the houses. How many houses there are, that many solutions there are. So that leads to an entirely overwhelming feeling to the target audience.
And this is why we created this website, Schattenfinder, which is on English kind of Shadowfinder. We thought we need to do it differently. Instead of showing the product in every detail, we look at what is the consumer's need and how do we solve his problem. To do this, we teamed up. We worked with 5 of the market leaders in shadow solutions, and we built this one website. On this one website, we showed everything from Markisen, Innensonnenschutz, Pergola. We showed all the products, but it was always from the point of view of the user and not from the point of view of the product. So we're going to take you a little bit on this journey, how to make real user centricity. So we started on site and we simply ask a few questions. So if you go on this website, you need to fill out a questionnaire in the first step. What do you want to protect? How large is the area you want to protect? Why do you want to protect it? Do you want it from UV rays? Do you want to protect it from the sun? Or maybe the views from your neighbors, which you want to hide from? After that, how do you want to mount it? Do you want to stand alone? Do you want to fix mount to your wall? Do you want to have a smart home integration? What exactly is your need? And after answering quite a few of those questions, we propose the perfect solution for your problem. And it's not going to be the one I produced, but it is all market leaders in there jointly together, and they select which one is the best one. And this is quite an interesting approach, but it's not the only part of content that we have. This is the main focus on how do we get, and content is a little bit what Nina is going to talk about.
So we wanted to make sure that we have the relevant contents on that website. And how do we do it? It's important that we approach it from two perspectives, the qualitative one and the quantitative one. So we did an immense keyword research. And to do that, we supplied subjects by the two perspectives. So first of all, if you want to be relevant to the target audience, ask the target audience. We had the great opportunity to hand out questionnaires in the showrooms of the involved brands and ask the audience directly, what are your worries, what are your questions, what are you looking for? And we took those subjects to quantify them. And of course, we wanted to know from the brands, what are your USPs, what puts you ahead of the competition, and took that into account too. And of course, what we SEOs do best, we researched search volume and quantified the competition. So we have combined those two perspectives to really get the grasp of the whole aspect and the whole topics that are relevant for the Schattenfinder. And which is special about the Schattenfinder is that we can start in the upper funnel already, because usually the providers talk about their products. It's more transaction related. We are a lead generating portal. So we start at the beginning of the journey and are interested in the search terms. The target audience is asking when they are beginning to get a grasp of the subject. With all that, you have to know that the topics we researched entered in the structure of the website. So we guide the user through the funnel during its customer journey. So you have the inspiration part, which is really upper funnel. Then you have the sun protection areas like terrace and balcony. And you have the advice section, where you really find concrete, actionable things that can help you make your decision. But if you are already further in your decision journey, you can find your answers in the sun protecting systems, which are dedicated to concrete and special solutions and the information you need to make a specific decision. Of course, you find all the products of the Schattenfinder also here, like the MX1 Compact from Marculux and specific information there. But that is not how the target group is thinking. They are interested in more generic aspects of it. And so we needed to find out what is the target using as synonym, the target group using as synonyms, and what is entirely different products. So we could integrate that in the structure here. SEO was involved in the Schattenfinder from day one. And I talked already about content and structure, but there have been a lot more tasks. You see it here. The content, we accompanied the production of every content piece that is live on the website to ensure its SEO performance. And the structure, we were highly part of the process to find the site structure and the interlinking to really guide users through the website. But of course, we were involved as well with the technology, because it's so important for SEOs that the performance is right, that there is mobile optimization, that the performance is working out well. So lastly, but not leastly, off-page. Everything that is related to reaching out and distributing the content has been our part here as well. And we have been in constant communication with a lot of stakeholders. You can imagine how many people are involved in the process. So we have been talking to design and UX. We have been talking to the editorial staff, to web development, and of course distribution. And always have been in contact with the involved brands, the 5 brands, really making it all possible. And they were interested in how their products on the site are performing. And to be able to answer any question they had and really give them strategic advice, we implemented a sophisticated tracking system.
And the challenge with this tracking system is that the period of sale between the first point of contact and the sale for such an expensive product is really long. So it's very different to a classical e-commerce shop where you go, you buy a t-shirt and you leave again. This is why we created a solution which we call the engagement level solution. We classify users in 5 levels on this side here, from level 0 to level 3, and obviously at the end when they're a marketing qualified lead. And we have a system with on-page metrics that are merged in a mini algorithm where, based on the behavior, a user gets into these levels. And these levels are used for reporting, for example. We calculate per channel the conversion rate, the cost per lead, the acquisition cost, all those metrics. So not only the sale, like in a classical e-commerce environment, but we call them soft sales or soft conversions, because they are further up in the funnel, which is important when it is such a long journey. We also use this for retargeting, but we're going to get to the off-page channels in a few minutes. And I have a few of those different landing pages that we have here, just that you see. And for every single type of landing pages, we defined what are the variables that lead the user to become into level 1, 2, or 3. So how many seconds of a videos have you seen? How deep have you scrolled? How many of those pages have you seen? And all those are combined together to this engagement level tracking solution. And this is the basis of the entire digital marketing in here. And we'll talk a little bit how we use these off-site. So we're first going to introduce the channels that we used, and then how we use these engagement levels. So obviously, for branding perspectives, we worked a lot with Pinterest. Everybody who is renovating a house, building new things, uses Pinterest as a source of inspiration. We targeted classical targeting interest in gardening, in architecture, in renovation. And since the products that our brands promote are rather high expensive, it's like not EBE0815 awning, it is quite high class. We produced videos and pictures with USPs in there and call to actions that were really targeting the upper class customers. And we had obviously a seasonal targeting, because you're going to see at the end how it works. It is a super seasonal product. Right now, these days, everybody buys a lot of sun protection system in December. It's not the problem. Even a little bit lower in the funnel, we work a lot with Pinterest, with Facebook, with Instagram, had similar interest targetings, interior renovations, and the same videos, the same pictures. We focus on the feeds to generate more leads. And of course, we also work with lookalike audiences. In native advertising, it was quite exciting, because we have a DSP where we can address 25 SSPs at the same time, and we can use all the data providers that we know from classical DSPs. So we could not only do contextual targeting, but we could also look at what did the person prior do, what is their interest, what is their Zahlungsbereitschaft, etc. pp. What's all in there? We worked with a whitelist, obviously. We had the same interest targetings in there, and weekday optimization. Because again, we see on the weekend, users spend a lot of time to inform themselves, and during weekdays, there's not a lot happening on this website.
So we were in constant communication with the corporate communications teams as well for the launch, to be sure that we achieve the widest possible organic reach. So we teamed up for the press releases, because the impact corporate communications can have for SEO is widely underrated. In any press release, they integrated a link to the platform and published it on their own websites of the involved brands, and of course in the newsrooms and the established press portals. So anyone, any website who would pick up on the launch news would integrate the link on their website as well and guide directly traffic to it. So that helped build a lot of visibility and organic traffic from the beginning. And you see just a few of the portals who picked up on that subject, which gave us a lot of traction. We even created more traction by the organic distribution of the subject through the social media channels. And you see here, once again, how much synergy is what we wanted to achieve with the Schattenfinder portal, because we have so many aspects we're working together with other teams. It's not only social media, it's not only PR, it's also our sister discipline in search is SEA. And of course we have the synergies there. If you have the perfect ad copy to the perfect landing page, that will improve your quality score. And SEA, as a much quicker discipline, helps us in SEO to test out any meta tags and to implement them for our meta tags. So we benefit from it largely. For SEA itself, we gave ourselves some very strict quality guidelines to formulate the ad copies. Because, as you remember, we are only a lead website. We do not sell. And that is why we can't have sales communications in the ads. And that is what we have learned in the past. Always, if you implement a discount or big sale, you will improve your CTR. But that is not what we have been doing here. We have been using wordings that help convey quality, that help convey benefits, and that created images in the users' heads. So we are writing them on the portal directly. And by doing that, if you assume an average click-through rate of 2.5% for SEA ad copies, that is quite good. But we see a much, much higher rate for the Schattenfinder.
And in all those channels, we did not only do prospecting, but we also did retargeting, re-addressing those people. And this is where these engagement levels come into game again. So based on what level the user is in, we decided where are we going to send him in retargeting. So if he is in engagement level 0, has very minor interest in this product, we're not going to target him at all. If he's in engagement level 1, he has minor interest, we send him back to the home page, with greater interest on the landing pages, on the product sites. And if a user is really extremely relevant, has seen many videos, downloaded PDFs and read many pages, we're not going to send him back to the home page like on Monopoly, go back to start and restart again. No, we're going to send him right away to the lead form, because this person has spent so much time of his life with his website and with these solutions, they were just going to get him up convert. At the same time, obviously, the bid factor was increased as you got deeper into these funnels, because somebody who's in engagement level 3, we really want to get him back to convert on our website. And he's much more interesting than a person in level 1, for example. All this was constantly optimized. We work with this so-called Agile budget workflow. So instead of fixed media plans, everything is programmatically booked, where we can monitor the performances of each target audience, each channel, each creative in real time, and optimize again the planning to modify the media plan, to take away budget from the least performing ones and reinvest into the best performing ones. So the entire media plan changes week after week. So one cycle like this is done once a week. And this is quite exciting, and it is quite nice results. So it's 1 year now that we're live. And I must say, it is quite an impressive journey.
I'm sure you're quite interested in the results we achieved. So for the SEO results, zooming in, we are live for 1 year now. And you see that it picked up from the beginning. When we launched, we had top 5 rankings immediately with the long-term keywords, and very good results with top 20 and top 30 keywords with more generic terms, which is quite great for a new portal. We see a linear growth. Everything is going healthy and smoothly. But what you see as well is after 6 months, there is this, thank you. The curve is going up impressively. And that is why, because Google has loosened the brake on us. Usually they put it on a new portal and see how they are doing. Now we have proof that we are an authority in the field. And after 6 months, we go to the real growth that we have been achieving.
So apart from SEO, which is our long-term strategy to drive all the traffic via SEO, because it is by far the cheapest traffic that you can get and the highest quality traffic that you can get. As you've seen, we use in the first year a lot of paid marketing as well. You see up here the leads, where you see really interesting the peaks in spring and summer and the low sides in winter, because it's obviously nobody needs. If the sun comes out in December, you want to have it, you don't want to block it. And here you see for some channels the cost per lead. So you can see over time it decreases, it goes down due to all its optimization, due to the learnings we generate and all this user-centric methodology. We always ask ourselves, is it going to be successful or not? So we look at the industry standard, how much does a lead cost? And this was our goal, to hit it, and we're almost 40% below this goal already after year 1, simply due to this approach to really ask what the user wants and to display his solution and not the product details of an awning, which nobody even understands what it is. And it is going down, and as SEO is rising, this is gonna be much, much more interesting in the next couple of years. So we have a few learnings.
Yeah, what are the learnings of that Schattenfinder journey? If you are able to make complicated products understandable, and if you're able to do so without limiting yourself to just the perspective of one brand or one product, you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded with great click-through rates. You will be rewarded with an incredible cost per lead that is over 30% lower than the industry average. How do you achieve it? It's important to unapologetically put the user in the center of your communication. Their needs, their questions, their perspective is what drives you and not the product itself. So in order to do that, you run a 100% flexible performance marketing-based campaign if it's branding or if it's conversion phase. And of course, my most important subject, please ask the SEOs to take part and take a seat at the table from the beginning and really shape the strategic decisions with you so you can achieve it as a whole and really thrive. And now, just what we are wishing for is that brands with very complicated products are sitting in the audience to be able to listen to the Schattenfinder story and apply it to their market and to succeed as well.
Yeah, so if everybody copies it, I think the internet is going to be a much nicer place to buy complicated things. So we thank you a lot for attendance. We still have a few minutes time for questions to take you. But as we know that time is the most valuable thing you have at all, we, to say thank you, always offer a little raffle. If you want to have a 30-minute discussion on your marketing strategy, be it SEO, be it paid, be it data, whatever, completely free of charge, free of obligations, leave us an email at performance@fischerAppelt.de, and based on every one, we're going to choose one and really deep dive to help you a little bit, to say thank you for the time you have given us, 30 minutes. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. So we now have time for questions. And I have one nice book here. It is written by our founder, Mr. Bernhard fischerAppelt, his latest book about the future and future marketing and future in society. So for the first question, you're going to get this book, which is brand new. I think it was last month it came out. So really great, inspiring book. So thank you for your attention and your question.
Right there. Here we go.
Hi guys, thank you very much for a nice presentation. Actually, my name is Andrei, I'm from Kwandu, and you have a great slide with a marketing funnel. On the interest level, you spread your, let's say, users.
Can you go a little bit
yeah,
closer?
you spread your users on a different levels, let's say.
Yes.
And my question is, what's behind these, let's say, parameters? How you were defining them? For example, this user belongs to the level 1. Based on which criteria? So was the decision made?
Yeah. So we measured this with the on-page behavior. So for the first contact, we look at what is the channel you're in, and is it rather a search channel, which is lower funnel, or is it like Pinterest, an inspirational one, so you're more on the upper funnel. But as soon as you have left data with us on the website, we see, did you look at 1 page or 10 pages? Did you look at a video for 5 seconds or 5 minutes? And based on this, we classified it. So the exact algorithm, I'm not going to be able to tell you, but the variables I've shown you, and we build this always different for every website where we use this, because it depends on what is the content you have in there, and how long are your videos, and do you have podcasts, do you have audio, and...
Okay, so let's say you analyze the data, and which, let's say, workflow follows to the conversion mostly, so the most attractive, etc.
Exactly, yeah, and we classify, is it the person... Let's take like a bounce rate, yeah, but we have like 10, 20 metrics instead of just a bounce rate, and we can see much more sophisticated.
Okay, I see. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Congratulations, you won the book.
See you later.
So, okay, thank you. The next question. Just a second.
Bitteschön.
Yeah, also from my side, thank you for the nice presentation. Also, congratulations for the great results. I have a question connected to the first one regarding the funnel. Unfortunately, the marketing funnel is not like a physical funnel where gravity naturally pulls everything down. So we have also drop-offs, and some customers are also probably restarting. So how are you tackling this challenge?
Well, obviously, if a user decides to, for example, delete all his cookies, he will start again from zero. That is the thing. But after we have once found him, we know how much has he interacted with our website, and we store this information. And when we find this person again on one of those channels, we will simply display him a different version of the ad and a different landing page. And we're going to modify the bid factor. So these are the 3 variables we're going to play in there, based on what this user did on the website. But obviously, if you come in with in incognito modus, there is a technical limitation that also we face in this world of today.